the old Merry Dominion, and I cannot ignore this situation. Don't worry. You can return to your petty squabbles and meaningless research as soon as this matter is resolved. Now, you are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here, and then he will be removed from college grounds.
Please do not be alarmed. It is good to meet you in person. I'd simply like to talk to you. I've given us a chance to speak privately, but I'm afraid I can't do this for long. We must be brief. The situation here at your college is of dire importance, and attempts to contact you, as we have previously, have failed. I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it. The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen. The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation becomes. And so I have come here personally to tell you it must be dealt with. I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Psijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college. I'm also aware that my arrival has aroused suspicion, especially in Onkano, your Thalmor associate. Nevertheless, my Order will not act directly. You must take it upon yourself to do so. As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful. The world is not ready for it. If it remains here, it will be misused. Indeed, many in the Order believe it has already.
Sorry, my brother just came in here.
Will
I'm
happen
sorry.
soon. Something that cannot be avoided.
What do you expect from me then?
We believe that your efforts should be directed towards dealing with the aftermath, but we cannot predict what that will be. I fear I have already overstepped the bounds of my Order, but I will offer this. Seek out the Augur of Dunlane here in your college. His perception may be more coherent than ours.
Why should I trust you or the Order?
I presume you refer to Onkano's distaste for the Psijic Order. The Thalmor see our Order as a threat because we have power, and we will not allow them to control us. I assure you that we mean you no harm.
Where can I find this bugger?
I am unsure. He is somewhere within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help, but this conversation requires a great deal of effort on my part. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you. We will continue to watch over you and guide you as best we can. It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
I'm sorry. Were you about to say something?
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Psijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend him somehow.
What did the Psijic want?
Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Have you ever heard of the Ogre of the Name?
Has Tolfdir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject.
I'd like to know more about the college history.
I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid.
Well,
Until next time.
I'm not sure what just happened, but I assure you I will get to the bottom of it. Whatever it is those Sijiks are up to, they cannot be trusted. For all we know, he's here to scout out the college. I'm sure they want to undermine our efforts.
What efforts
This
would they be undermining?
orb, the Eye of Magnus, whatever you want to call it, it's clearly powerful, and no doubt they want it for themselves. I expect to be informed if they make any future attempts to contact you.
Have you ever heard of the Ogre of the Name?
The what? No, I'm quite sure I have no idea what you're talking about. I suggest you mind your own business and return to whatever it is you do here.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
You are.
This video is gonna be really long, bro. It's not gonna be cut, except for like a few parts, but, Skyrim. Ugh, bro. Oh my gosh. Don't bother me. I love that name, bro. Well, that comment, not name.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there
All
is
of the team. Bro, I've gone everywhere, I swear.
No one's heard from the Physic Order in so many years. I believe they will just suddenly show up.
It's always in... Well, now, there's a name I haven't heard in some time. My goodness, it's been years since I've spoken with him. I suppose he's still down in the mitten, but I haven't checked. Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you? Underneath the college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful.
Thank you. And of course you do the one telling us about all this, bro. I swear. I feel like this is when you go to the labyrinth at the end. And then we go through that dungeon. And then we fight the dragon priest. Come on, bro. I just want to be level 34, bro. Lemon Dark. Get out of here.
Your perseverance will only lead to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
That's right. So you're the girl of Dunlane?
I am that which you have been seeking. Your efforts are in vain. It has already begun. But those who have sent you have not told you what they seek, what you seek.
I was told to find you.
Indeed. And so you have come looking, though you do not know why. Like others before you, you blindly follow a path to your own destruction. The Thalmor came seeking answers as well, unaware they will be his undoing. Your path now follows his, though you will arrive too late.
Thalmor, what Thalmor?
The one who calls himself Ankano. He seeks information about the Eye, but what he will find shall be quite different. His path will cross yours in time, but first you must find that which you need.
What do I need?
You and those aiding you wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events now spiral quickly towards the inevitable center, so you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your archmage.
Well, I'm going to the Labyrinthian, like I said I was going to do today. So, like I was saying, I'm thinking of tomorrow doing a Sims 3 pets video. Yeah, I hope, Lisa, if you watched it this far, I hope you watched that video, since you like The Sims so much. How long is it? It's been, bro, it's gonna be like 1 hour and 30 minutes after I get out of Labyrinthian, bro. The thing's big, I swear to God. Oh, I thought that was gold. I was just like, why is there gold in the middle of nowhere? Yeah. Do. I don't know why, but that song has been stuck in my head now.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Oh, excuse me, move.
Chanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest.
What you learn here will last you a
I have
lifetime.
important information. for
Several.
you.
Really? And what might that be?
We need to find the staff of Magnus.
I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it.
It's connected to the orb we found.
And how do you know of this?
I spoke with the Arger at Domain.
Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the staff of Magnus? I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this.
What should I do next?
A most impressive attitude. Keep this up, and you'll do quite well for yourself. Something as specific and ancient as the staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
Thank you. Mage's Circlet. Let's look at this. Increases your magic by 70 points. Ooh, that's gonna be good.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
Shut up. Near ya.
If you're working on any experiments, please clean up.
Dragon Deal. Do. Oh crap, I messed up. What? Oh, she's upstairs. Hi, how you doing? Oops.
Please don't. If there are any problems, let me
You know
know.
anything about the staff
It's
of
not.
Magnus?
Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking?
Archmage Iron said you mentioned it recently.
I see. Well, yes, I suppose I did mention it, though I'm not sure what he expects me to tell you. I only brought it to his attention a few months back when the Synod showed up here looking for it. They were apparently under the impression we were keeping it in a closet somewhere.
Who are the same?
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power.
So no one knows the staff location?
No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
Yo guys, leave your comments below on what game you want to see next, because I'm up for any game. If I have it, of course. If it's cheap, I'll buy it, probably. Up, down, da, 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 da. Alright, so I'm just gonna skip till I get. I'm just gonna like skip everything until I get there. Thank you. Bye.